I'm playing to win. And to win, I will destroy you. I will do everything to win. And I need to win. Because when I win is my proof that I am alive. Every day. Because I have a vision, I have my confidence, and I believe in myself. People call it arrogant, I call it confidence. Because lions, they don't recover like humans. But when we talk pure, only the player, the abilities, no, I think I'm the best. I'm the most complete player that ever exists.
Some players let their football do the talking. Then you get Zlatan Ibrahimović. He lets his football, his mouth, and his actions do the talking. And he's pretty loud about it. From kung fu kicks to outrageous quotes, Zlatan has always presented himself as more than just a footballer. He calls himself a lion, a warrior, and most famously, a god. But why does Zlatan think of himself that way? Is it pure arrogance, or is there truth behind the myth that he created? Let's dive into the story of football's most unique personality.
Welcome to the footy zone, where the ball rolls free. From the premier to the Liga, this the place to be. Champions rise, underdogs dream to the creed. In the footy zone, where the world can agree.
Zlatan's confidence wasn't born at AC Milan or PSG. It started all the way back at the beginning of his career in Malmö, Sweden, where he grew up in a tough immigrant neighborhood. Football was his escape. But from the very start, he carried himself like he was destined for greatness. At Ajax, he scored that famous solo goal against NAC Breda, dribbling past half the team and still managing to find a way to score past the goalkeeper. And everyone knew that this was the first sign that Zlatan, he didn't just want to play football. He wanted to have fun, and he wanted to dominate on the pitch and make sure that everyone knows who Zlatan is. Even then, his personality, it still stood out at such a young age. He once said, Zlatan doesn't do auditions. And this was to Arsene Wenger when the club wanted him to do a trial.
When I was young, I had a lot of interest from a lot of clubs. And one of them was Arsenal. And I spoke with Wenger. And from all this, everything was good until he said, you come and do a trial. And I was looking at him. Obviously, he said, I don't do trials. And he was like, what do you mean? I don't do trials. Either you want me or you don't want me.
That attitude would follow him everywhere in his career. At later clubs that he would play for, Juventus, Inter Milan, Barcelona, AC Milan, PSG, Manchester United, and LA Galaxy, Zlatan created a reputation that went beyond football. It wasn't just the goals. Though he did score over 500 in his career.
You scored over 500 goals. You played over 100 times for your country, and you're Sweden's top scorer. What's your favourite goal? If I could relive a moment, would it be the bicycle kick against England?
Yes. Not because it's me, not because of my ego. Who would do that thing? Because many players in that situation, we were winning 3-2. It was the last minutes, would take down the ball and waste time. Because you want to win the game, obviously.
You said you were stopped by some paparazzi and asked, was Cristiano Ronaldo's bicycle kick goal the best you've seen? And you said yes. Do you still think that?
I was being sarcastic.
Oh, you were?
Yes.
You meant yours.
Which not many understood. But I'm not there to explain that, because if you cannot read my mind, it's not my fault.
But it was all about the way that he carried himself. His quotes became as famous as the goals. I mean, let's take a look at some of them. I can't help but laugh at how perfect I am. You can't coach what Zlatan has. And when asked what gift he got his wife for her birthday, he literally said, nothing. She already has Zlatan. These weren't just jokes. They were part of his identity. Zlatan built the cult of Zlatan, where he wasn't just a striker, he was a godlike figure larger than the sport itself. Now, of course, this arrogance only works if you deliver on the pitch. And Zlatan, he knew how to deliver in style. He won league titles in the Netherlands, in Italy, Spain, and France. He scored bicycle kicks, volleys, and acrobatic finishes that no one else would have even attempted. His kung fu-inspired goals showed off his martial arts background, blending athleticism with pure imagination.
His body in, it's going to fall for Ibrahimovic! Oh, come on! Come on!
One of his most iconic moments came against England in 2012, that 30-yard overhead kick. It was called one of the greatest goals in the history of football.
The heart didn't quite get that right. Oh, look at that! That is absolutely astonishing. You can't coach that kind of brilliance.
And for Zlatan, those weren't just lucky moments, they were proof of his godlike abilities on the pitch. But why does Zlatan think he's a god? Well, part of it is psychological. Coming from a tough childhood, Zlatan built his ego as armor. The confidence wasn't arrogance, it was survival. He needed to believe that he was the best in order to fight against the doubters, the stereotypes, and the critics. The other part is performance. Unlike many loud personalities in the world of football, Zlatan actually backed it up. He never won the Champions League, which is true. He never quite dominated on the World Cup scene, but he dominated almost everywhere else. For him, calling himself a god wasn't about disrespect. It was about setting a standard that only he believed he could meet.
The best player in the biggest sport has to be obviously the ultimate.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
Usually when they leave, they thank the city, for everything. But you took one out as you got started, and it says, "Dear Los Angeles, you're welcome."
Wherever Zlatan went, he made an impact. At PSG, he turned them from ambitious outsiders into serial champions. Even in Manchester United, when he was so late into his career, he still carried the team to an EFL Cup and a Europa League double. His presence wasn't just about goals, it was about confidence. Teammates often said that Zlatan's self-belief rubbed off on the whole squad. But it also had a downside. At Barcelona, his ego was so big, and it actually found a way to clash with Pep Guardiola's philosophy.
Having this dream playing for Barcelona, and it did turn out to be a nightmare. Probably the main reason of that was Pep Guardiola.
My mistake was there. I tried to fit in instead of being who I am. I said to him, listen, I'm not doing good. I think the situation with Messi, putting him, I need more space. You brought me in, so I need my space to do my thing. Because the way you want me to play now, I'm not good enough. And we spoke, normal conversation. And he said in the end, which was cool, don't worry, I'll take care of it. Okay, cool, everything is done. Next game, I'm on the bench. Second game, bench. Third game, bench. And then I started to make noise.
Leading to a short and frustrating spell for the Swede. Zlatan admitted that he didn't fit in, but true to his character, he blamed Pep, not himself. So, was it arrogance? Yes. Was it an act? Well, maybe. But the thing is, it worked. By calling himself a god, Zlatan created a unique legacy. He made himself unforgettable, not just as a striker, but as a personality. In a world where players often speak in cliches, Zlatan stood out by turning himself into a myth. And when he retired in 2023, even in his farewell, he stayed true to his character. He was emotional, but still larger than life.
A Milan mi avete dato la felicità. Voglio ringraziare mia famiglia e tutti quelli che stanno vicino a me per la pazienza. Voglio ringraziare il mister e il suo staff per la responsabilità che mi avete dato.
So, why does Zlatan think he's a god? Because in his world, believing anything less was never an option. It was confidence born from hardship, built into a persona and backed up by decades of spectacular football. He may not have been the best of all time, but he'll always be remembered as the most unique. So, what do you think? Was Zlatan's god complex just arrogance, or was it part of what made him so great? Let us know in the comments below, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more footballing stories like this.